Today I am reviewing the PreSonus Eris E4.5 two-way speakers. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. If you are tired of listening to your music or editing your videos through muddy, bloated computer speakers, you have probably been looking at the PreSonus Eris E4.5 monitors. These have been a staple in home studios for years, and after putting them through the ringer on my own desk, I have a lot of thoughts on whether they still hold up in a world full of newer, flashier gear. You can check the links below the video to explore the product or find its current price if you want to follow along with the specs as we go. Let's be real from the start. These are entry-level studio monitors. If you are expecting them to transform your bedroom into a professional recording studio that rivals Abbey Road, you need to lower your expectations. However, if you are looking for a massive upgrade from stock monitor speakers or those cheap plastic desktop units that come with a subwoofer that rattles your floorboards, these are a serious contender. The first thing I noticed when I pulled these out of the box was the build quality. They feel like actual, professional equipment. They have a decent weight to them, the cabinet construction is solid, and they lack that hollow, plasticky feeling you get with consumer-grade multimedia speakers. When I first set these up, I was immediately struck by the clarity. Because these are marketed as near-field monitors, they are designed to be listened to at close range, usually while you are sitting at your desk. The silk dome tweeters do a fantastic job of creating a wide, sweet spot. I moved around my desk quite a bit while editing some audio, and the stereo imaging remained surprisingly consistent. You don't have to be locked into one exact position to hear the balance, which is a huge plus for anyone who moves around while working. The woven-composite woofers are the stars of the show here. Unlike paper cones, which can sometimes get a bit flabby or lose their shape under pressure, these woofers feel tight. In practice, this translates to a bass response that is punchy rather than booming. If you are an electronic music producer, you might find yourself reaching for subwoofer eventually, but for general mixing, podcast editing, or just enjoying your favorite albums, the low end is surprisingly authoritative for a 4.5-inch driver. It is not going to shake your walls, but it is accurate enough to let you know if your bass guitar is sitting too loud in the mix. One of the reasons these remain so popular is the sheer versatility of the connectivity. On the back, you have balanced TRS inputs, which is what you want if you are running these from a professional audio interface. If you're just using them with a standard computer output or an older turntable setup, the RCA inputs have you covered. And, honestly, the front panel auxiliary input is a lifesaver. I use it constantly to plug in my phone or a portable media player when I just want to dish in a quick track without messing with my main interface settings. It is a simple feature, but once you have it, you will never want to go back to reaching behind your speakers to swap cables. Now, let's talk about the tuning controls on the back. A lot of people ignore these, but you really shouldn't. If you have your speakers pushed right up against a wall or tucked into a corner, you're going to get a buildup of low-frequency energy that makes everything sound muddy. PreSonus included high and low-frequency adjustments that act as room correction tools. I found that knocking the low end down just a notch helped clear up the boxiness of my room, and bumping the high end slightly gave me a bit more detail in the cymbals and vocal tracks. It is not a substitute for proper acoustic treatment, but it is a very practical way to get the best out of your specific room without spending thousands on foam panels. I do need to address the headphone output, though. It is convenient, yes, but it is not the most high-fidelity amplifier in the world. It is perfectly fine for quick monitoring, or if you just want to switch over to your cans without digging behind your computer, but if you have high-impedance, professional-grade studio headphones, you might find that you prefer the output on your dedicated audio interface. It is a nice-to-have feature, but do not buy these speakers thinking they will replace a high-end headphone amp. There are some things that might disappoint you if you are not careful. The first is the auto standby feature. It is designed to save power, and it kicks in after about 40 minutes of silence. For most people, this is great, but I have found that if I am listening at a very low volume, the speakers sometimes struggle to wake up immediately. You have to turn the volume up a bit to get them to trigger back on. It is a minor annoyance, but if you're the type of person who leaves music playing in the background at barely audible levels, it might drive you a little crazy. You can check the links below the video to explore the product or find its current price if you want to see if this is a deal breaker for your specific setup. Another potential issue is that these are not colored speakers. If you are used to the exaggerated, boosted bass and sparkly highs of popular consumer speakers like those from Bose or some of the more expensive Bluetooth systems, the Eris E4.5 might sound flat or dull to you at first. That is exactly what they are supposed to do. They are designed to reveal the truth in your audio. If a recording is bad, these speakers will tell you. If a mix is muddy, you will hear the mud. This can be jarring if you're used to speakers that make everything sound polished and fun. But if you are trying to learn how to mix, or if you want to hear your music exactly as the producer intended, this is a massive advantage. In terms of power, the 50 watts of Class AB amplification is more than enough for a standard bedroom or home office. I have never felt the need to push these to their absolute limit. Even at higher volumes, they maintain their composure. I didn't notice any significant distortion or harshness in the upper registers, which is common in cheaper speakers when you really crank them up. That said, if you're looking to fill a large living room, These are not the right tool for the job. They are near-field monitors, meant to be listened to within a few feet. If you put them on a shelf across a large room, they will lose their focus and power. If you are a content creator, a YouTuber, or someone starting out with home recording, the value proposition here is really high. You are getting a pair of speakers that provide a neutral, accurate reference sound for a price that is usually very competitive. You could spend double or triple this amount on lifestyle speakers that look better but sound worse because they are tuned to impress your ears rather than inform them. With the Eris E4.5s, you are paying for the engineering and the components, not just the aesthetic. I also want to mention the Eris Sub 8BT. If you find that the E4.5s are just a little bit too light in the bottom end for your taste, adding that sub essentially turns this into a full-range system. I've tested this combination, and it is a night and day difference for anyone who needs to hear those sub-bass frequencies. However, even without the sub, these speakers handle the mid-range so well that they remain very useful. The mid-range is where the vocals live, and these speakers present voices with a natural, forward quality that makes podcasts and vocal-heavy music sound fantastic. Who should avoid these? If you are a casual listener who just wants a party speaker that will make your room thump, look elsewhere. These are not built to be party speakers. They are built for critical listening. If you are a professional mixing engineer working in a treated studio with high-end monitors, you probably already know these aren't for you. But for the vast majority of people, students, gamers who want better spatial awareness, aspiring musicians, and video editors, these hit a sweet spot that is hard to beat. I have been using these for a while now, and they have become a permanent fixture on my desk. They are reliable, they are accurate, and they haven't given me a single technical issue. The fact that you can get this level of performance without needing an external amplifier or a complex setup is a testament to how far these entry-level monitors have come. It is easy to get caught up in the marketing hype of more expensive gear, but sometimes the best upgrade you can make for your audio workspace is just getting a pair of honest, well-made speakers that do exactly what they claim to do. If you are worried about the setup process, don't be. It is as simple as it gets. Just plug in your power, run your cables from your interface or computer, and you are good to go. The knobs on the back are intuitive, and you can dial in the sound for your specific desk environment in just a few minutes. Just remember to take the time to actually test them with music you know very well. Listen to a track you have heard 100 times, and you will start to hear little details, a breath, a finger sliding on a guitar string, a subtle reverb tail, that you simply couldn't hear before. That is the magic of moving to real studio monitors. One last thing to keep in mind is that because these are rear-ported, you should try to keep them a few inches away from the wall. If you push them flush against the back wall, the bass will become bloated and unpleasant. Giving them a little bit of breathing room is the single best thing you can do for the sound. If your desk is too small to allow for that, just be prepared to use those low-frequency tuning controls on the back to compensate. It is a very workable solution. Ultimately, these speakers are a workhorse. They aren't trying to be the most beautiful piece of furniture in your room, and they aren't trying to trick your ears with artificial enhancements. They are just solid, reliable, and accurate speakers that respect the source material. If you are ready to stop guessing what your audio sounds like and start actually hearing it, these are a fantastic place to start. You can check the links below the video to explore the product or find its current price to see if they fit into your budget. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at how much more you get out of your audio once you have a pair of these on your desk. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you make a more informed decision about your audio setup.